And happy Tuesday. It's a thankful Tuesday. It's time to come in and get our gratitude on. So come on in, share with a friend, bring somebody in with you when you come. That's caring. Sharing is caring. So let's get this shared out. Let's tell people we're live and come on in. We got a full day today. So get yourself in here. Let's see who's in. Just say hello. When you come in and find us, say hello so we all know you're here. Hello, everybody. Let me go in so I can see where it's at and share it myself. There we are. Beautiful smiling faces. Get yourselves in here and smile at the world this morning. Catherine DeSante, good morning, sweet one. Thank you for being here. Let me put this in some of the groups so people can find it easier. All right, so when you come in, you know the drill. Gratitude. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for each and every one of you that comes in, that says hello, even if it's just for a minute, to come in and share love with everyone. Hi, Sally and Tony. Thank you for being here. Just getting this shared out just so people can find out that we are live. Indeed, we are. Thank you, Sally. All right. So I've shared it a few places. Let me, let me see if we can get Deirdre in here today. Sometimes I have to put it in her messenger because she doesn't get the notifications that we're live. It's happened to a lot of people lately. Okay. All right. So hopefully we'll get people who woke up enough to come in and say good morning. There we go. All right. So let's get with it. Oh, we do have people finding it. Awesome. Good afternoon, Pat Moss. Isabel. Oh my God, it was so awesome to see Isabel yesterday and get Isabel hugs. They're like the best hugs that you can get. Maria, good morning, sweet one. Auntie Jean, you're here. Hi there. Celebrity. All right. I just happen to be everywhere. That's all. Oh, Sally, grateful for your children, life, and breath work. Let's get some gratitude up here so we can all enjoy it. Thank you for sharing that, Sally. Grace Isis. I love my Grace Isis. Terrific, trusting Tuesday. I love that. Good morning, Suzanne. Oh, guess who's here? Our Hope Wellington Marshall. Hope, hello to you and Zena. Yes, I am in the sunshine, at least for one more day after today. And then I fly out early on Thursday. So let's go into our hearts. Oh, I love this gathering this morning. Thank you all so much for being here. Hand on the heart and slow down the breathing. Take in a deep breath. Sometimes we think that just that shallow breathing that we do is breathing. Mm-mm. You got to get your lungs all the way full. So breathe in as deeply as you can. Take that all in. And just say, ah, and let it out. I like that. Let's do it again. Breathe in deep into the lungs, all the way down. Let your belly pooch out with that breath. And then, Ah, doesn't that feel good? You're really connecting when you do that. You're connecting your heart, your brain. Everything just comes into alignment when we do this heart brain connection. I just love it. Good morning, Kathy Hand. And Isabel has some gratitude. Grateful to be alive and blessed for being able to hug you yesterday. Isabel, oh my gosh. Hugging Isabel is like hugging Mother Earth. It is the most warm and inviting hug, and you don't want to let go. We just kept saying, "Oh, one more, just one more hug." It was so awesome. Thank you, Isabel, for driving down to see me here in Boca and for being able to just be there and with each other and with your darling friend. I just love your friend. So yeah, they it was so fun because Isabel brought my books, the tiny book and the midnight book. Her and her friend both brought them for me to sign. And that was fun. I did a little book signing out in the parking lot. We just sat around and chatted with each other for a minute. Um, Auntie Jean says we're in two separate rooms. Hi to those who are here. Well, you're saying hi to everybody, Auntie Jean, because on Restream, I get to show what you're saying so everyone can see it, no matter where you are. Doesn't matter what room you're in. We're seeing all the comments. And Suzanne's inviting everybody to come over to my page on Facebook, no matter where you're at. Christina's here. I added 2 butterfly crafts to our creation station we set up for spring break. 55 people. That's awesome. Oh my God. Are you serious? 55. Yesterday, the freakiest thing happened. Well, I know it wasn't freaky, really. It was just different. I stopped and got gas, and I always pay attention to numbers. Always see them. I see signs in numbers, I see messages. So I put $15.55 in the car. Okay, 1555. And I thought, oh, that was pretty cool. I love fives. Fives are all about change. So then, as I got into Fort Lauderdale, there were a few things I needed from the store. So I just real quickly ran in and got what I needed, took it up to the counter. And anybody want to guess what my tab was when I got to the cash register? You got it. $15.55. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, seriously, the angels were talking to me about change. And I'm like, all right, I hear ya. I hear you. And now here's Christina with 55 in my face. so so I get the message, angels. Sometimes they have to hit us with it a few times. Like Auntie Jean says, sometimes they just hit her with a 2x4. Sometimes that's the way it is, right? Hopes, it's where you off to next. Feel like I've put this up so I can read it. Feel like I've dropped off the planet when I'm out of touch with my P family. We don't like it when you're not here, Hope. You are such a beautiful light in our family. Thank you for being here. And I am flying back to Arizona on Thursday. And in 10 days, we start our wonderful retreat in Sedona. That's going to be such a blessing. I'm getting so excited about it. All the ones that are coming in to lead us in experiences there are just revving up their engines and ready to lead us in something really exciting. Jesse, good morning. Oh, you're kidding me. Kathy Hand, is 55 degrees right now. Unbelievable, you guys. It just keeps rolling, doesn't it? It's like once something starts, the angels just keep showing it to us. And I found that with Neville Goddard too. I'm doing a lot of exercises to focus, And when you start focusing on something, it's going to multiply. You're going to see it everywhere. And that's why I want to do some teachings about that, to really manifest and call things into us. Good morning, Jennifer Langren. Good morning, Julie Kiss. Hello, hello, everyone. Oh God, I have so much to share with you all. But another thing I want to share. So I was opening my mail last night. Yeah, I finally got some mail after months of not having any. And I'm opening my mail, and a lot of it is just open and throw away because it's sales and junk. And so I'm opening and opening, and I'm talking to my friend Mary, who's housing me right now here in Florida. And we were both doing the same thing. We were both going through mail. And I said, wouldn't it be nice if one of these envelopes contained money instead of junk? I'd had a letter in my hand, had no idea what it was. And I opened the letter, and there was a check. You know how you sometimes get the fake checks in the mail because they want you to buy something or whatever. And I looked at it, and I'm going, is this for real? And I'm looking and reading, and it was for real, and it was for a good amount of money. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she was standing there, so she was my witness to this happening. I had no clue that there was an actual check, a live, real check in that envelope. And the words that came out before I opened it, wouldn't it be great if? And we can play that game. Let's play the wouldn't it be great if game today. Wouldn't it be great if we filled up this room with peas that were ready to be excited about life and enjoy moments together like this? Wouldn't it be great if we reached multitudes of people with our message of hope and inspiration? Wouldn't it be great if our leaders of the world could see their way to peace instead of constantly looking at conflict and the greed of having to have? Let's play the wouldn't it be great game. What is your wouldn't it be great if? Just type it in the comments. And I'm going to read the message from the angels, which is traffic jams. Oh, yeah. Florida. I was driving back south yesterday, and I remembered the part of Florida that I do not care for, the traffic. Being stuck in a traffic jam with hundreds of hot, frustrated people is not my idea of a fun time. If you want to test someone's patience level, this is the perfect test. It's also a metaphor for life. Many times we are like that slow crawling traffic, just inching along and not making any progress. There may be obstacles that we perceive as blocks to soaring on down the road. As I observed, I saw some that were simply moving forward in the lane they were in, while others tried to weave in and out of different lanes, thinking that would help. Dear angels, so many times in life we simply exist. We merely survive from one day to the next, slowly making our way through our perceived obstacles that keep us from an uplifted state of being. To live fully entails embracing life and all it has to offer. Living involves having a purpose and pursuing it with passion and intention. I have not always lived in this lifetime, but merely existed. I am so happy that I discovered the difference so I can enjoy being here. Dear ones, living your divine life involves having a sense of direction and purpose. You must put some effort into self discovery for this to happen. Like the drivers stuck on the roadway, you have choices in any given situation. Some came to acceptance of the situation and were patiently waiting an opportunity to move forward with as little stress as possible, while others frantically tried to force something to happen. Accepting where you are in life is a starting point, and then move forward from there as openings occur. If you are like the ones unhappy with where they are sitting and feel a need to change lanes, ask yourself what that is all about. Perhaps your gut instinct said to not get on that roadway, but you did it anyway. Maybe you had an opportunity to exit before the backup, yet you chose to still go into it knowing there would be a delay. How well do you observe situations in your life so that you can make more informed decisions? We encourage you to be more diligent in observing and realizing that the choices you make will all have an outcome, many times not to your liking. Yet when that happens, it's an opportunity for you to learn something more about yourself. Dear angels, thank you. Today, I promise to be more observant of the direction I am going in. And I think for me, that's what the vibes are all about. The vibes are about change. If we can be observant, if we can look ahead and say, oh, that traffic's not moving. Maybe I don't need to go on that roadway. There are many ways that lead to our destinations. There are many roads that lead us home to our heart. And maybe there's a roadway with a block, and we're just sitting there stuck, not being able to move forward into our true potential in this life. So it's all about just stepping away, isn't it? Stepping away and observing and say, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? Kathleen, good morning. Annie Seven, good morning. Auntie Jean says, wouldn't it be great if we could all be in the same place at the same time and be able to hug each other for real? Absolutely. We have many opportunities to do that, Auntie Jean. And I know that's why the angels have me doing these retreats. I know that in my heart. Part of my mission as I'm traveling around is education and helping people to really fully see that there is so much to this thing called life. So, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we filled up those rooms at the retreats with so many P's hugging each other, loving on each other, and learning from each other? And that's what we're doing. This is an opportunity for us all to come together, and we know each other. We really do know each other. And then we get a chance to really be together in the same place at the same time and share our experiences with each other. So I have two more retreats planned at the moment. I have one in Florida at the end of the year, and it's probably going to be more in the central to south central part. I'm looking at Melbourne, Florida, which is a wonderful area, and they have a manatee park. I love my manatees, so I see lots of opportunity for us to get out and about. It's right at the Space Center, so maybe we can coordinate it with the space launch, and you all can watch that live and in person. But just to be together, that's the main thing. Oh, Julie, you love Melbourne. Well, maybe we'll have a Julie Kiss sighting while we're there. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? All right. So I want y'all to keep playing the what if game. What if? And wouldn't it be great if? And then also give me something you're grateful for. Um, Julie, I'm thinking it's going to be either late October or um, the beginning of November. I don't want to go too far into November because then you get into the holidays and that's family time. So probably in that time frame, around the end of October. That's right, Auntie Jean, you're going to get to see a manatee. So if Auntie Jean's going to be there, you know you want to be there. And I want Auntie Jean to lead us in something while we're at that retreat because she's so wise. All right, so I don't have my Kuan Yin cards with me, but I realized that I always have a deck of cards as I go anywhere I go, and it's in my phone, and it's Rumi. I don't know if you all know Rumi or love Rumi like I do. I just love Rumi. Let me show you the card that I asked to have a message from, and it's Rumi, Enter the Garden of Delight. The Gardens of Delight. It's beautiful, beautiful garden energy. Kathleen, you love Rumi. Suzanne's already manifesting. Suzanne, do the wouldn't it be great if? Wouldn't it be great if Suzanne was at the Florida retreat? I see that happening. All right, so here's the message from Rumi. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. Take that in. Rumi is so deep and so insightful and just writes so beautifully and poetically. But I love the very ending of this message. I love the whole message. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. That dark place inside of us, our shadow self, it's always going to want to come forward. It's always going to want to come to the light. And so we bring the light to it through love, through sharing together what this is all about. What's it all about, Alfie? This whole thing called life, it's about gratitude. It's about love. It's about sharing with each other. So the last sentence of that, no one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. Isn't that awesome? Just know that there's always potential, there's always possibility. And when we do the wouldn't it be great if game, you're calling that to you. Call in what you want. Stop thinking about what you don't want. Stop thinking about that shadow and see what's there in the light and bring the light more fully into you. And Kathy, wouldn't it be great if Colin would get health insurance on his own as a first step on the path to recovery from addiction? Wouldn't that be great? And so see it real, feel it real. That's what my Neville teaches us, and I'm going to be teaching that in a class. See it and feel it real so that it's right there in your face. You're able to see it. All right. So Kathy, hoping to do that trip together with Suzanne. Let's do it. I'm going to settle on a place here in Florida. I'm going to make all the arrangements and then start getting the registrations. So you guys get ready, clear your calendars for the end of this year to come to Florida. Isabel, wouldn't it be great to wake up to freedom and abundance, to an exciting life? Absolutely. Absolutely. Every day I wake up with excitement and joy. Every day I say, thank you, God, for another day alive, because nothing's guaranteed. There's nothing that says that I'm going to keep moving forward. Nothing. And so I wake up with that every morning when I open my eyes. Oh, another day. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you for this thing called life that I can enjoy and be excited about. Okay, we know what time it is. It is tiny book time. So I need a number between 1 and 85. Maybe I should do page 5, since that was my message in my face, all the fives. So it's either 5 or 15 or 55. What do you think? Oh, thank you, Christina. This is Kathy praying for you and many others waiting for decent health care. Okay, Annie says it's 55. Let me go there. 55 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages. I think I'm going to read number 5 on page 55. If you have the tiny book, you can read it with me. Page 55, number 5 says, Dear ones, if something is felt so deeply in your heart, then there's a reason that burden was placed there. We are so guided. Every moment of every day, we're guided. And when we really tune in, and like the angels were saying in the message, do that self-discovery, that self-exploration of what's inside. And if there's a burden in there on your heart that's so deep and just keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up, like it's in your face constantly, look at that. What is that? What's the message? What is it telling you? What's it saying for you? Is this a message for you? If it's your burden, if it's your desire, if it's your goal, your dream, there's a reason for it being there. And Auntie Jean says to read number 6, it goes with it. Okay. You must choose whether you want to be free or be stuck. That is the exact message from the blog last night. We choose if we want to be stuck in that traffic jam, don't we? We choose. We look ahead if we're wise, and if we open our eyes and are observant, we choose. And making those choices then determines, do I take another roadway? And sometimes taking that other roadway brings us to something so beautiful, like maybe a baby fawn in the road. This actually happened to me and Jean. We were in her state of Texas, and Texas is big, y'all. It's very, very big. And sometimes there's not a lot of opportunity to stop at a place you need to stop at to refuel your car or whatever is needed. And this happened to Jean and I as we were traveling through Texas. And all of a sudden, I realized, you know what? We're going to need gas, because we were just going and going and going, and nothing at all. No little towns, no stop areas around along the way to fuel up. And I looked at Jean and I said, we're going to need to get off and find gas. So, of course, I asked Siri, our wonderful Siri that knows everything. I said, can you find us a gas station? So she had us exit. This is Texas. So as we exited, we turned onto a road, just like what she said to do. And it was a dirt road. We weren't even on pavement anymore. We went on this back road, making our way toward, hopefully, a gas station. And as we were traveling on that little dirt road in Texas, I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. It was very remote. There was nothing, absolutely nothing there, just the road and open area. and I saw this movement. I wasn't sure what animal it was. And the closer we got to it, I saw that there was this little tiny fawn that was right there on the side of the road. And obviously, it had never seen vehicles before. It was like looking at us curiously, like, oh, what kind of deer are you? I don't know you. And so I stopped the car because, of course, I didn't know which direction it was going to run in. And we're just in heaven watching this beautiful, beautiful baby that was curious. Its curiosity brought it right up to the car. And then I looked over and I saw Mama deer. Mama had jumped a fence, and another fawn had jumped with her and made it over the fence. But this little one was just sitting there or standing there, curious as heck as to what this thing was that had entered its world. And so Jean and I were just so delighted that we got to see that for just that beautiful moment before Mama yells out and says, "Get your butt over here." so, so it took off running fast as its little legs would take it, and it was able to find the place to get through the fence and get back reunited with its mama. But sometimes the roads of life bring us to experiences like that, experiences where we say, oh my gosh, there is so much in this world to be grateful for. There are so many things that we might miss if we just close our eyes and have blinders on that say, nope, I have to be on this road. There are no other options. I had options yesterday. I had options if I wanted to continue on that road. When I first got on, though, it wasn't stuck traffic, it was moving, but there were two crashes in between where I was coming from and where I was going. And even after the first one, I could have gotten off. I could have exited and taken back roads, but I was a little stubborn and I said, no, I have people to see. I had Leo to meet up with and my friend Sherry and get to spend a little time with them and then eventually meet up with Isabel. Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry. Back to my story. I get distracted sometimes, y'all. So, yes, we eventually, we were wandering. It was getting kind of tight with the gas we had left. So we're driving down this dirt road and we're thinking, there is no way this is going to bring us to a gas station. There's no civilization. There's just like nothing out here. I don't even remember, Jean, how far off the roadway we went. It was miles and miles and miles. And finally, eventually, this road led us to a little teeny tiny gas station. I think it had one pump. And we were able to get gas so we could get on down the road. But it was such an adventure. Everything about life can be an adventure. And especially when you have somebody fun like Auntie Jean in the car and you spend a lot of time laughing at yourself and laughing at the opportunities that show up in your way. I think it was about 25 miles, Jean. I think you're right that we had to go to get gas. Isn't that crazy? Because that was the closest gas station to where we were. And if we had continued on that major roadway, the interstate we were on, we may have had to go 50 miles to find something. It was just insane. She has never heard of El Paso, Texas. Oh, Siri. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So we asked Siri to give us directions to El Paso, and she could not find. I can't find that. So she couldn't find El Paso in all of her vast knowledge of everything that is. Jean's little hometown of El Paso wasn't one of the possibilities. It was. We just had so much fun. It is fun living life, and that's what I say every day. Every day, life should be fun. We should be out there enjoying it. Get on the playground, be a kid again. Go swing on the swing set. Go do what makes your heart happy. And if making your heart happy means going and standing at the ocean like I did yesterday, putting my feet in the sand, listening to the waves, watching the people, enjoying the surf, that makes my heart happy because water is such an important part of my life. And I've lived here in Florida for most of my life. And that's my Zen place, going to the beach. And the sun wasn't really out. It was hidden behind clouds, but it was okay. I didn't need it. I knew it was there. And that's the thing too. Sometimes we know that something is there, but we can't really see it. But we know that it's our comfort zone to be where we are, even though that's not shining bright on us at the moment, even though it's not showing us right in our face. We know that it's there. We have that knowingness. So, what a beautiful time together this morning. This has been so awesome. And if you haven't given me something you're grateful for yet, do it now. What are you grateful for? It's Thankful Tuesday. It's also Peapod Podcast Day. I have a very special lady coming on today, Miss Mama Hada Bear, Kathleen Caputo, will be with me at the Peapod. So come see what she has to share. We're talking about um, angels, my favorite topic, and miracles, my other favorite topic. So today we're going to be discussing miracles that have been brought to us by the angels. Sometimes it's an earth angel, but always looking for the angels that are bringing us more joy in our life. Auntie Jean, let's see if I can read this. Your photo of the ocean actually made me homesick for the ocean. I'm grateful for that trip and the time with you. Oh, Jean, you're such a delight. I'm so grateful for you and the time we spent together, getting to know each other more, getting on each other's nerves sometimes. And that's part of life too. Just being yourself, not being fake, but actually being and living your life. And then seeing the beauty in that, seeing the beauty in our differences. Isn't that awesome? Because we are one, we are part of the great oneness of all that is, but we're all different. We all have our quirks, we have our little um, idiosyncrasies. I like something a certain way, somebody else might like it a different way, and that's okay. That's the acceptance part, accepting that everybody is here equally and on purpose. And whatever you're doing with your life, that's great. That's your movie. That's your lane. Enjoy it. Um, Kathleen says, oh, yes, they have performed many miracles. Yes, they have. For me too, Kathleen. I can't wait to be sharing with you today some of the miracles that have shown up for both of us. And I feel like Kathleen is a miracle for all of us. You and Hada Bear and your teachings. Yeah, I can't wait for that show today. That's at 5 o'clock Eastern time if y'all can tune in. And Christina's going to put on her boots and stomp in some puddles, just like I told the kids to do yesterday. So fun. That sounds like fun. It's fun, too, to stomp in puddles with your bare feet, but I know it's probably still a little chilly up there where you are in Michigan, which is getting closer and closer for me to start driving that direction. But first, I have to go further west. I'm going into California in the 1st of June to play with the UFOs. And Christina says, fake is an awful way to live. Yeah, there's just be yourself. Just be open. Yeah, I thought it might be a little cold, Christina. All right, so any prayer requests you have, go ahead and type those in and let us add them to the grids and to the prayer requests. I haven't seen Blue on here this morning. I hope she's doing okay. So let's lift her up in our prayer requests. And Auntie Jean says, Kathy and Hado is a miracle for hundreds of children. You know it. That reach is far and wide. Yeah. I want to put Captain Corey in our prayer list. I saw something yesterday, and I don't know if he's still there at the hospice center, but he wasn't feeling so good. So let's lift our little boy up and just ask for a blessing in his life, a blessing in his mom Pixie's life, for them to have as much time as possible in his short time span on earth, and to really enjoy that time, for it to be quality of life for him. Any other prayer requests? Go ahead and put them in there, put them in the comments, and tomorrow we will review that prayer list. We'll see who all's on it, who we need to add. There may be some that I have missed as I've traveled. And so if I don't have you on there and you've asked us to pray for someone, please let me know that tomorrow when we share the names, so that I can make sure they're all on that long list so we can all see it and remember to pray for them every day. And Kathleen's adding one more friend, Irina, having a hip replacement on Thursday. I will make sure I add her to the list, Kathleen, and I may have to go back to some of the older shows, the morning shows, and look and see if I missed some of those to put them on our prayer list. All right, let's go into our hearts. Yay, we have a celebration. Baby Wyatt is doing much better. Oh, you guys, I really believe in the power of prayer. And we've been lifting Wyatt up for a while now. And I'm so happy to hear this news that Wyatt is doing much better. Sweet baby, just keep continuing and to go and go and go. Okay, let's get into our prayer time. As you go into your heart with the breath, that's the connection. When you go inside, you really feel that spark. We are all a spark of the divine. We are all connected together as part of the oneness of all that is. There is no separation. We're here in these different bodies, having our experiences for our soul growth. And that involves everyone, since we're all part of the oneness. But sometimes we see ourselves as totally separate and not part of everything else that's going on. But we are. We're all connected. So breathe into that place where you feel the connection. Breathe in and find that little spark that's inside of you. And you know what happens when fire has oxygen? It grows and it gets bigger. So just envision this candle flame inside of you. You might even just see it flickering. You might see colors in that flame. As you breathe in and give it oxygen, it's going to expand. It's going to grow. You're going to start feeling the warmth of it. So just allow right now. Allow that flame to grow and get bigger and brighter. And as it does so, just see it shining out onto all the prayer requests, everyone that we lift up every day, these that we mentioned today, the celebrations that we mentioned. Shine that light over them to expand that energy of celebration when someone's doing good. And let's lift up our Marietta. For some reason, she's just coming to me right now. Lifting up her and Ed and the puppies as they're out there in the waterways on sweet dreams. Praying for the very best time for them. I know there's been some rough weather with the winds, the high winds. So let's pray for safety for our Marietta as they travel on the waterways. And anyone who's on roadways, anyone who's in the path of these storms that come through and the high winds, those that have suffered from the damages from the winds, and those who have lost lives, we pray for their loved ones. Let's lift up our world leaders, those who are making decisions and choices for us, for how we live our lives, the things we can do and we can't do. So let's lift up our leaders that they will have more of a sense of wanting cohesion, wanting us to all live and thrive instead of being in conflict and turmoil. Let's lift up those who are not doing well in their health. I'm thinking especially of those waiting for transplants, whatever that might look like. I have a nephew right now waiting for a liver transplant. I know people, and we have people on our list waiting for kidney transplants. And people are leaving their bodies every day that don't get the needed second chance at life. So let's just lift up the hurting people in the world, the ones that are suffering in one way or another, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, asking for the very best experience as we walk through this earth plane. Lifting up our Mama Gaia, knowing that everything we need to survive is given to us by this beautiful planet. And then let's lift up each other, those who have gathered here today, those who came in just to check in and see how everybody's doing and share your love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's such a delight to come in the morning time and have this time together. Thank you. And every day we envision standing around together just as if we would if we were live with each other. So just do that now. In your mind's eye, just see someone on each side of you. Maybe you don't know what that person looks like or sounds like. Doesn't matter. You know the name. You know that you're connected. We have a soul connection. So just see someone on each side of you and reach out and grab their hand. And we're going to say those magic words. We get them up here on the screen. We do it at the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. There is magic in those words. Have you tried it? Have you just said those words alone to yourself, to others? Try it. Try it today. Say it to yourself first. You might, if you look in a mirror, that's the best thing. But you don't have to. You can close your eyes and you can say, thank you. I love you. And really mean it. Really mean those words. So, oh, I saw Marietta pop in. Where'd that go? Marietta, little heart lady, I love you so much. I hope you're doing well out on Sweet Dreams. And thank you, Isabel, for your prayer for all in need today. And Isabel says, let's manifest a world where we don't need leadership. We all vibrate from a higher self and live freely in order and respect. That would be ideal. But we have what we have at the moment with those leaders that we just need to lift them up and bring more love and light into our decisions that are being made for us. So I see you, Auntie Jean. Thank you. I love you all so much. And we love you right back. Kathleen Caputo, Mama Hada Bear. You'll see her later, 5 o'clock today on the podcast. Jennifer, so glad you're here. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry I didn't get to see you this trip, Jen. But when I come back in October, maybe you can plan on coming to the retreat here in Florida. Grace Isis, thank you. I love you. Love me, my Gracie. Isabel, thank you. I love you. Christina, thank you. I love you. I hope you have a blessed day. And our Catherine, oh, this woman has won my heart. Love to all you angels. Thank you. All right, so let's get on with our day. Go out there and be blessed. Show some gratitude to somebody. To send them a little message. I love you, or I'm grateful for you, or both. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. And I will see you later. I love you so much. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.